Well, I hope I must be clearly audible to everyone. A very overwhelming evening to everyone. Why overwhelming? Because we are going to talk about lively debates, exuberant arguments, and voices that are going to refuse different sides or dimensions of philosophies. This side, Nikhil Vyast, and there are other hosts of the same session. Well, this session, Debate Mystery Lab, before announcing the introduction of the session, I would be announcing the names that are going to accompany me while navigating through different intricacies of how the debate should be conducted, how the debate should be implemented, and how the debate should be executed with a victorious moment for any team or an individual or a perspective. So other three people are, well, collectively we are four people right now, including me. I would invite Mr. Ram to the stage. Then I would like to invite Mr. Dinesh Singh, sir. And at the end, I would like to invite my dear friend, Mr. Lexe, sir. We all four are debaters. We have taken part in a lot of debates earlier. I myself and other people in the panel have judged a lot of debates earlier. Plenty of arguments we have given in our previous debaters also. So somewhere we hold something so that we can guide some beginners or some moderate speakers on how to take part in a debate. But before that, let me first of all go with the basic structure of the session. What is it all about? What is this debate mystery lab? It's a kind of a lab in which we are going to solve some basic mysteries of a debate, basic mysteries of a rift, a debacle, a quarrel, or a friction between different teams, between two sides or more than two sides. So the structure is going to be like this. First of all, we are going to define debate itself, that what is a clear demonstration of a debate, what this word is all about. Then we are going to tell you some beginner-friendly examples of basic types of debates. That what are the basic types of debates, what are the basic genres of the debates generally we conduct in our sessions, in our group, and in other groups also you will find that people are conducting debates. What kind of debates are they and how you can properly take part in those debates. Then after that, we will be moving with the introductory speech. When you look at the debate, you will always find that there is first round. In that you will find introductory speech. What are the different tactics, techniques, strategies that are required to give a very good speech, to enhance your articulation, to mesmerize people through your captivating speech? How can you connect emotionally, philosophically, ideologically, scientifically, economically, or in any dimension, even politically, to the audience, to the genre, to the diaspora? Then we will be moving towards the major part of the debate, that actually a debate is. That is the argument, the rift, the row, the command of the voices, where there are major things in it. Rebuttals, questions, tone, research, voice, your modulation, your articulation, when you are handling tough moments in the debate, all these things are the part of the third structured element of our debate mystery lab. And after that, we will be moving with some beginner-friendly debate topics. And then you will get to know how to take part in the debate, how to come out of some tough and difficultly handling situations. But before moving to that, I would like to introduce my other hosts to the stage. Please take the stage and introduce yourself. Yeah, Mr. Ram, you can go with that. Am I audible to you, Mr. Ram? Are you there?
Yeah, hello, hi. Yeah, yes, I am.
Yep. Please kindly introduce yourself and tell about yourself to the panel and to the listeners.
So, hello everyone, my name is Ram, and the first debate which I started was on animal testing on English learners, approx in May 2024. Okay, so I have taken part in many debates, and to beginner level, okay, I know something about the debates, and that I will be about to share in this lab, in this mystery lab.
Thank you so much, Ram, for keeping it very concise, precise, and directed towards the main point of the debate. Now, I would like to invite my other host or the co-host, Mr. Dinesh Singh, sir. Sir, can you please enlighten us with your introduction and how you started your journey about the debates?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for it. And thank you, people, for your presence. We are good in numbers. Let's start this. So, today we are going to consider the basic elements of the debate, how we have to tackle the question. First of all, what is the format of the debate? How we have to ask questions. Questions should be very much relatable with the kind of conversation is going on. And the question should be basically highlighting the needs of the debate. Question should not be derailed with the ongoing aspect of the topic. So once the question is thrown to a participant should be wise enough, knowledgeable enough. Of course, we should have knowledge regarding the question, and also wisdom should come in the picture now to understand the depth of the topic, depth of the question that have been asked. Once you get into the depth of the question, you get the question. Now it is time for you to organize whatever you want to say. You have to structure it. So while structuring, you have to come up with some evidences. It could be in any format. It could be in the format of factual statements, assertive statements, any quotation which have been given by the famous people of their time. So we have to use those things to carve the way for our conclusion at the end. Once we do all this, we should be finally giving the conclusion. So these are the basic elements, right from making a claim to the evidence part. And finally, you have to use an analogy. That means you have to give an example which gets to the main line of talking, and which is also very much relatable, which could people comprehend by the observations of their life. If one could understand these complications of the debate, I feel anyone who understands this could be a great debater in their life. They will be having those all qualities to be called a true debater. So basically, our today's session will be highlighting these points.
Thank you so much, Dinesh sir, for that amazing introduction about yourself and what are different techniques and what are different structures in our debate mystery lab. How are we going to precisely target them and what are going to teach people? Anyway, now I will be moving to the last host of my session, my co-host, Mr. Lakshya sir. Are you there? Please introduce yourself to the panel and to the listeners.
Yeah, hi Nikhil, good evening, and good evening to everyone present here. So I will just share about me a bit. Like I've been participating in this debates on this platform, English Learners, and on a few other groups, and it has been almost 2 years. And my debate journey started from this very group only. And there's a fun fact that the first day I joined this group, there was a debate competition going on the spot debate, and I participated in that. And from there on, it has been a wonderful journey, especially when it comes to debating. So I will just tell everyone who is present here, who is listening to us, that this session is all about encouraging people, encouraging the members who believe that they cannot become good debaters, but actually they have a lot of potential only because they lack a bit of direction or a bit of confidence, that just because they are not fluent in English, they cannot become good debaters. But based on my personal experience, I can say that even if you're not that fluent, see, fluency is a important part of debating, but it is not the primary part. If the topic, the knowledge of the topic, as Dinesh previously mentioned, if the topic is very much clear to you, if you are able to comprehend it perfectly, and if you're able to give like good counters, good points, it doesn't matter how fluent you are. If your points are having the value, the, I would say, heaviness, your fluency does not matter. You can become a great debater. So only the knowledge of the topic and the way you comprehend it, it matters a lot. So I hope this session will help all the people who want to become good debaters, who have a bit hesitation when it comes to debating. So we will help all of those people in these sessions. Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much, Lakshya sir. And I really very well concurred or show my concordance to your one statement that anyone can become a good debater. Not only a good debater, but an exceptional speaker, a very phenomenal orator. Obviously, because I have a line for that. Today's leaders were yesterday's followers, and at the same time, today's phenomenal debaters were yesterday's beginner speakers. So everything starts from the basic foundation. But the more you build the infrastructure of anything, whether it be a character or anything really present in tangible form, obviously you will move with the advancements and developments. And humans are very good at it. And obviously, I see that people who are listening to us right now on the VC will also acquire the same strategies or maybe better than them, and will definitely show their potential in the next debate. Now, moving to the definition of a debate. First of all, I would like to tell people what actually a debate is. Well, a debate or a verbal fight or an argument is a structured discussion. What is it? It is a structured discussion where two or more sides present rifting arguments. That means there are arguments from different poles. It's like South Pole, North Pole. It's like East Pole or West Pole. So on a given topic, and there would be a motion of it. So when you are following the north direction, then the other person will follow the south direction. Why? Because they are opposite to each other. So a debate is an argument where there are two different sides and they are going to oppose each other. That is a debate. Now moving to how emotion should be actually encapsulated in the debate. First of all, there are two sides, obviously for or against, government or opposition. That is the major thing that you will find in the parliament, that opposition leaders are always condemning the government policies and government leaders are also condemning the earlier or the historical policies the previous governments came with. Now, when you are giving any kind of argument, when you are structuring your argument, there are different flows to it. The major flow is like this. First of all, you will open the argument. That means you're giving your opening to the speech. After that, you will come with the argument itself, that what is the main context of your argument. And then you will come with the rebuttal. And then you will close the argument. It's very much simple like this. First of all, logic of the argument, then evidence of the argument, and the major thing is the delivery of the argument. When Lakshay said this thing that when you are knowledgeable about anything, then obviously there are high chances that you will speak confidently. Because you know logic, you know evidence, the only part that you need to build is delivery, is articulation, is the confrontation to different people and how they are confronting to you. Now I will be moving towards a very basic example. What is a motion of a debate? For example, there is a topic. Homework should be banned. That's a very normal topic. Everyone knows about it. What is a homework? Fine. So some students, they say that no, homework should not be banned. Some students, they are very lazy, or maybe they are extremely phenomenal in their knowledge. So they say this thing that homework should be banned. That's not very much required. Yeah, because we can definitely do something at the school time only. We don't need to create extra burden or pressures on us. When you talk about a debate like this, it is a debate of value addition. It's a one-on-one debate. I will come to a different debate now. The debates that you will see in parliament, those debates are known as parliamentary debates or policy debates. Why those are known as parliamentary debates? Obviously, because they're being done in parliament. No, that's not the only major rift in that. But the main rest history is the policies that they are discussing in those debates. So when there is any policy, when there is any factual representation of a debate, that is majorly known as a policy debate or a parliamentary debate. Then I will be moving towards a different debate that is a fun or an impromptu debate. What kind of a debate is it? When there are light topics. And for example, dogs are better than cats. Or when you say that pizza is healthier than salad. That sounds very funny. Obviously, it sounds very funny, but this is also one of the major types of debates. Generally, we have such kind of debates in schools or some small colleges where beginner speakers are there. And this session will be dedicated to beginner to moderate level speakers, because this session is like a grooming session of debate or a grooming session of all those debaters who are going to take part in the debate. Now, finally, the wait is over because we will be moving with the actual rounds of the debate. So there are different rounds in a debate. When you're going to take part in any major argument, especially in our group, so today we are covering only the beginner part or the moderate level part. So let's say there are 3 rounds in a debate. The first round is the introduction part. That is the speech round. Then the second round is the rift part, when you're going to show your frictional arguments, when you're going to, not frictional, that frictional, but friction means when you're creating some heat in the movement, it is friction. And after that, in the third round, you will be obviously selected from the second round by the judges on the behalf of your very well arguments or evaluation. And then you will be moving to the last stage of the round or the debate itself. So now coming to the first stage of any debate, that is introduction part. Let's say what our hosts are going to say on that, and then I will present my argument. So I will first of all call my fellow host, Mr. Dinesh sir, to please enlighten us about the introduction or the speech part of any debate, how a speech should be created, how it should be engineered, what kind of arguments should be drawn on the board or on the table, and then keeping all these holistic movements in mind, how are we going to create a better speech that is not only emotionally connectable to the people or listeners, but is very much indisputable or incontrovertible or ineffable. So yes, Dinesh, sir, are you there? Please.
Yeah, hello. Yes. Yeah, I'm here, Nikhil. So yes. So first of all, like if it is a speech or any debate competition, let's take example of a speech. We are preparing this speech. The very first thing to keep in mind is we can prepare this speech using the help of some AI tools or any source, but the very reason that we are coming with that speech should lie within. That means it should be of your interest. You should have answers to questions arising when you give your speech. People will be asking you some questions. So only if it is of your interest and you have dealt with the situations which you have covered in your speech in your real life, you would be in the right state to answer all those questions. And your points really will assert some pressure while you answer them. So the very first thing is when you prepare a speech, you should be preparing the speech keeping your interest in line. The second thing is deep analysis should be done. Of course, it comes with experience, your real observations from the life itself. If not, you can read it, but only touch the topics which is of your interest. Now you can take the help of ChatGPT. Whatever your points are, you can type it in ChatGPT or any other AI tool, or you can sit. If you don't want to use any ChatGPT, why to use it? It's the question is not about being very correct with your points, being very structured with your arguments. In terms of language, I mean, in terms of meaning, definitely you should be quite structured. So that very idea could come from your own mind. We have enormous potential, not me, not you. I feel all the people in the world, they have enormous potential. The only thing is, do we actually use it? Are we really conscious about our own mind, things which are happening in the mind? If we really pay attention to all the factors of right speech, I feel you can come up with a good topic, you can have good body, and you can even conclude it. So the very first aspect is introduction. You have to introduce yourself. Before introducing your topic, I feel you can introduce in a way which is quite of an attention getter. So you can come up with an attention getter statement. So have you ever wondered? You can put anything after this, which has the relation with the topic. So if your topic is water scarcity, actually I've not prepared anything. I'm just coming up with the topic. If the topic is water scarcity, so you can ask, could you live in the world where there is no water? Okay, what about your children? You can have enough water, but what about your children? If you don't stop wasting water anymore, there would be any water left for your children. How would the life be then? So if the moment you start asking such questions, people become quite conscious about the depth, about the urgency of the topic. So the kind of feeling you want people to be in, they will be in, and they will be asking this question, and they will be very much alert with the speech itself. Now, once you get the attention from their side, there is the right platform. When you go on the stage, that is not the right stage. When you get the attention of people, then you could say I'm on the stage. Now people are noticing me. Now I'm not going in the shadows of the good speakers. Now I myself will be looked for. So I feel attention getter. Then you could have your own introduction. Now it is the right time to talk about your life, your introduction, and then you can jump onto the body part. After that, you can conclude whatever you have said, and it has to be done in a step by step. So this was more oriented to the speech, which also plays an eminent role when you be a debater. So when I get the next turn, I would be talking about debate in general.
Thank you so much, sir, for telling us two major portions of a speech. First is a proper research and analysis of your speech. And when you are doing that thing properly or evidently or without any kind of dispute, then you will come with the second point that you mentioned recently was the sequence of your entire speech. Yes, sequence is majorly the most important thing in your speech. Without the sequence, it's not a speech. It's just a joke that has been cracked somewhere logically or philosophically. So now coming to the next host of this session, Mr. Ram, he will also guide you something about how speeches are being given, what kind of speeches are there, and how they should be researched on, and how they should be prepared. Yes, sir.
Okay, so I want to share. Okay, first I want to say good evening to everyone. So I want to tell about that how regarding the how to deliver a speech. Everyone has already shared. So I will tell about that how can we prepare the content about the a good speech, and how can we prepare the content regarding the debate. So in speech, the major part is more about information, more about dimension which you are going to open. Suppose you open 4 5 dimensions, the whole debate will change in the round two. So what I do is like when I listen the topic that this is the topic, I think about that what is the context of it, what why this topic is first brought under the table, why we are having this topic. Like it can be anything regarding crackers should be abolished, but why we are having this topic? Maybe the New Year is coming, Diwali is coming, that is the thing. Second, what is the definition of the exact terms which are used? Crackers. Uh, what does that mean? Abolition. What this term actually means? Many times people misread the term. They think that they move towards the different meaning of the term. So having the perfect knowledge about the terms which are there, that is also very important. And after that, after knowing the definition context of the debate, the third thing is that what is the actor of debate, what are the different people or the entities which are affected from the debate. As my previous speaker Nikhil sir has given the topic. Okay, so let me give a topic which is should we abolish the crackers. So how many people and how many entities are affected from it? We have to think about that first. Like one can be the children who enjoy busting crackers. The second will be the parents or neighbors who feel annoyed with the sound of the crackers. The third can be the manufacturing people who are manufacturing the crackers, and the fourth can be the government because government has to make the laws. So after knowing the dimensions, that what are the different dimensions of the topic, we can have understanding that how they can be impacted, how children will be impacted if we abolish the crackers, how parents will be impacted, how the neighbors will be impacted, and the how the government will be impacted. So after having this knowledge, we can arrange our argument in a well manner. This is my first point. Okay, that is the one thing. And now I want to ask you a simple question you can write on the group chat. Suppose the topic is online learning versus offline learning. This is the topic. So how will you make the how will you define, means you have to list that how many actors of the debates are, who are the one who are getting impacted by this topic, online learning versus offline learning. Please write on the group chat. This is one thing. uh, Second thing I want to, okay, this is the only thing which I want to mention. Now I will give the mic to Nikhil sir.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Ram. You very well conveyed your message that you really wanted to deliver or convey or comprehend to the people. You communicated well to your different arguments, and you have also given us some multidimensional approach, multidimensional approach, that what are the stakeholders of a topic and what are the actors of a topic that are being affected or impacted or evacuated or maybe executed negatively or positively. And you also gave a very good example of offline learning and online learning. And before that, you also talked about the other topics. But now I will be moving with one thing, because the moment you talked about misleading terms, like you talked about a term that is abolition. Obviously, abolish meant destabilizing something, evacuating something, or other terms are also there for that. But there is a thing when it comes to misleading terms. For example, when I took for the first time take part in a debate, or when I partake in a debate for the first time, there was a term that was capital punishment. Now, there are majorly 2 to 3 different synonymous meanings of capital. First, capital means any kind of first investment in a business. That is money. That is the investment of wealth. The second term that we are having for capital as a meaning of it in English term is something that is big, right? So it was very much confusing for a lot of people in that debate that what is the meaning of capital punishment. So some people thought it might be related to money, that you are being levied some duties on you because you tried to break some rules or you were very much unlawful towards the constitution or the judicial portals of a country. But at the same time, some people believe that it is going to be the biggest punishment, and actually that was true because it means that you are giving that penalty to someone, right? So these are some misleading terms, and obviously when you take part, when you embark on a journey, when you venture out a different strategy like this where you're going to take part in the debate, you need to first of all know, you have to be aware of what are the different terms that you're going to use, at least for God's sake. The major thing is going to be the topic itself, that what does it actually mean. Some people aren't aware of this term, that is what is euthanasia. It's a self-killing of someone. It's like you are self-admitting to yourself that you are not in a condition to move further in your life, and so for that reason you just need to move to the heaven. So there are a lot of terms, but we'll won't be covering such kind of terms. I will moving to the next part of this introduction part, speech round. Mr. Lakshya sir will be guiding us through his strategies or approaches, what he acquired while giving speeches in different debates or competitions or rifts in this group or other groups. Yeah, Mr. Lakshya sir, please, over to you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Nikhil. I will just quickly go through this one in a brief. So when it comes to the speech, that is the first round. So in terms of speech, there are two things which we need to focus upon. The first is the content of the speech, and second is the delivery of the speech, how we deliver it. So talking about the content, in my opinion, the content of the speech should be as natural as possible. Now, what do I mean by the term natural? Like, you should be using terms, terminologies, words which you can easily comprehend. Like my previous speakers also told about this, that the everything which you are mentioning in your speech, in your content, should be understandable to you also first. It is not that we are just copying some data or some terms from internet or from AI, but about which we are not ourselves aware of. So the content should be as natural as possible. Secondly, the content should be a summary of all the things which you are going to use in the further rounds. For there could be any topic of this debate. So you have to kind of concise it, kind of make a crux of all the things which you will use in the further rounds of the debate, and you should put them in the speech, in the content of your speech. And the last thing which I want to mention is that when we end the speech, there should be a conclusion. It is a very important point. When we end our speech, there should be a concluding statement that I want to conclude by saying so and so things. So when it comes to content, these are the three things which I always look upon. The first, it should be very much natural. Secondly, there should be a conclusion. And thirdly, like it should not be having terms or terminologies which you are not also aware of. So you should be completely aware of everything which you are putting in your speech. Now coming to the delivery of the speech. So the delivery, it should be in a proper pace. And there should be emphasis, more emphasis given on keywords. Whenever it comes to the keywords of the speech, you should be giving more emphasis. By you can do this by increasing the pitch of your tone, or maybe stretching a few words, which you want the judges and the audience to focus upon. That you have mentioned some main points, because at the end of the day, we have to please the judges, right? Then only we can win any debate. And this debate, it's not limited to online debates. It is also for offline debates as well. I'm sure there are many participants present here who are in colleges or maybe in schools and who want to participate in debates. So all these points will be very much useful to you. And also while delivering the speech, the pace should be maintained. Emphasis should be given on keywords, and also it should be understandable to the audience as well as the judges. For example, if you're using, again, I will like to connect both the things, the content and the delivery. If you're using some words in your speech which you're unable to pronounce properly, so it will give a negative impact to the audience and the judges both. So you should be aware of this and take care of this. Yeah, that's it from my side.
Thank you so much, Lakshya sir, for telling us about different strategies, how to form a speech, how to structure it, and how to strategize it according to the needs and requirements of the platform of the debate and the motion of the debate. Now, I will be moving with my expertise about this thing, that what actually a speech is and how should we structure that thing. Well, most of the points have been already covered, so I will try to make it very much concise and precise. So first of all, speech. Well, speech is something that you prepare as a script, or maybe you are already having in your mind, and you're going to just tell your stance on something. In the speech, you will tell about the summary. What is it? It is just a summary of your main motion. Let's say, for example, I will tell you with an example. Let's say homework should be banned. Homework should be banned. This is the topic. Okay. Now, in the introduction part, you say it like this. Imagine a student who spends 7 hours in school. Imagine a student who spends 7 hours in school, then comes home to spend 3 another hours struggling with homework. Where is the time to play, to relax, or to be creative? Ladies and gentlemen, I stand firmly in favor of the motion that homework should be banned. Well, that shows the kind of hook and stance you were holding for the debate. You were against this thing that they should be exactly banned, right? Sorry, you were with the motion that they should be banned, not against. So sorry for that. So this is the introduction part where you're going to tell that this is the major argument of your entire summary of the speech. Then you will come to the main argument where you will first of all talk about, let's say, because this is all about the homework. So you will talk about, first of all, stress and mental health of a kid, because when you give homework and when we overburden or when we overwhelm the children or the kids with this homework assignments or duties, then obviously they will feel very much pressurized after that. Their situation will become very much conundrum or chaotic for them. So then you will talk about stress and mental health. After that, you will come on this thing that how without homework can better learning be achieved for students or kids. So this is how you're going to cover a load of things. Then you will also cover the third dimension of it, that is family and the creative timing. Like what kind of timing or the duration or the familiarization you're having with your family members, how are you contributing to their development, how they're talking to you. So these are also some important tips in your life, and obviously you have to move with them in a very balanced approach. You have to take things with proper parallelism. Now I will be moving with the actual flow of the speech. So first of all, we are going to cover let's say this is the sequence of a debate's content. When I talk about the introductory speech or the primary speech or the gist or the summary of the content. So first of all, we are going to talk about any quote. So the opening can be like this. If you really want to be a good debater and especially a good speaker, and when you're giving a speech, even if it is an offline speech or an online speech, you can start with a quote. Okay, you can start with a quote or any question. If a question can be asked, then you can ask a question. Or if there is a poetic quote, if there is a philosophical quote that has been said by a very famous personality of the world or a renowned or prevalent personality, so you can start with that. Then after that, we will come with the introduction of the stance. Fine. Then after that, we will come with the major arguments, and at the end, we will give a good conclusion. But let me tell you one thing. Speeches in the debate and speeches in only the speech competition are very much different. So do not mix the conclusive argument of speeches which are there in the debate and speeches which are there in just a speech competition. Because in the speech competition, you will be giving an argument at the concluding time that is holistically developing both the dimensions. That is covering both the dimensions, positive and negative of it. But at the same time, when you give a speech in any debate, then there you're not allowed or you're not very much authorized or entitled to keep both the sides at the same level, because then obviously you are agreeing to the point. You're agreeing to the opponents or opposition. You are going to give a conclusive argument that will majorly talk about your argument only, not the other argument. So there is a difference in the conclusion here also. Now we will be moving with the major thing. That is the argument. In argument, there are a lot of things. First of all, what kind of an argument it should be, it depends on the kind of debate you are in. If it is a philosophical debate, then you're going to give arguments based on your values, your philosophies, your ideologies. And if that argument is based, if the topic is very much scientific, then you will be asking some questions. Then then you will be asking some questions, you will be giving your arguments which are factually driven. At the same time, when you move to a different debate like parliamentary debate, then you will be condemning the policies. Now, for all these different types of debates, I will be calling again Mr. Dinesh Singh sir to guide us through that. What are the different tactics? Because he has been guiding a lot of people in this debate competitions, and he has been also taking judgments from his side onto different evaluators and different speakers in different debates. So I will be coming to him now, and he will guide us about what are different strategies, that how to present an argument, how to counter an argument, what is the perfect tone, what is a good strategy, what is a good research and analysis of the topic. Yes, over to you, sir.
Yeah. Talking about strategies and the other aspects of being a good debater. So first of all, before going to that, I would say, see, anyone can be a debater, and we really need to understand the intention behind having this session, which is to motivate everyone that you should participate in debates, not only in debates, but whenever you see the VC is vacant, it's right time for you to jump in and start speaking. This is how you learn. This is how you speak. This is how you be fluent in life. And it's not only about having confident for one aspect, that is to speak, but if you become confident in one or the more aspects, you start becoming confident as a person. So this is the main intention behind having such sessions. So we will be having such more sessions in the upcoming time. Be watchful, and also like after this session, please write in the comment section that yes, we will participate in debates, or we will take the space of VC if it is void, no one is speaking. We'll speak more and more. Okay, talking to your specific question, Nikhil. There are so many strategies, but what I feel is, as a true debater, one should not be very cheap with tactics and strategies. The tactics which have been pointed by some people like Ram, and you also have touched it to some limits, which is to not play in a tricky way, that you are coming up with some tough words so that people cannot process it. No, this is not the right point to have a debate. The main reason is your reasonings or logic should be of such extent which is clearly addressing the topic, clearly addressing the question. And beyond that, we should not be very playful with the words. Some people intentionally come with tough vocabs. People cannot comprehend it, or sometimes the question is phrased in a way which is very difficult for a human mind to understand it, especially keeping the nervousness of the debate in the mind. So it becomes a very challenging task thereafter. So it may work for you for one debate or for the time being, but it definitely won't work you for the life. For life, your conscious mind, your logical mind will only work. So while you are preparing for the debate, you should have good knowledge, but this is what others will also be having. So exactly where is the difference, which will put you aside than the other participants, other debaters? So I'm talking about people who really want to be the renowned debaters in their life, who really want to be the greatest speakers. But as of now, if you are novice, you can start with the simple things. Keep things simple. For you to just speak and participate in debate is enough. But if you want to be a serious debater, get into the rhythm of speaking when you are talking about certain things in the debate, and you feel that this is something which I'm banking on, this is something which I feel will totally address the question itself. Say it in a way which has more emotions to it. So you cannot be saying something, so India is the country. If you want to focus on this word, India is the country, and your whole focus behind saying this is to focus on the country, not about other things. So you could say, India is the country. Take a little bit of pause. Let the people get submerged in the beauty of your word, beauty of your thought. If you can do this, not only for the debaters, they will have tough time, or audience will be having a beautiful time, but also judge. They will be able to recognize the gravity of your point. Sometimes, if you really want people to understand, let me come to the speech part. If you really want people to understand something from your speech, learn something, you really want to make people aware about the situation, your intentions are pure behind people, that people should understand something. So you should say it in a way that people are getting some time. You cannot be in rush with the words. You are speaking one thing after another, but you're not giving yourself a break. I mean, you're not giving lift to the words, no air for them to breathe. So I feel simply it won't work. Before you want to say something which is really going to be very much decisive, keeping the debate or whatever the thing is, it could be anything, speech or anything. So you have to give a particular space to it. You can give a pause of a second or two before you actually go with the quotation, before you actually go with the question, before you actually say something which you have prepared overnight, for which you are really putting so much efforts. So what I want to say, there are some strategies which could be clearly understood by a normal human mind. There are some other frameworks like there are some Japanese technique. There are IKIGAI. There are some frameworks. We can check it through internet. Otherwise, like we will be presenting it in the upcoming sessions. Today, we are only covering the basic level of basic nature of debate and everything. So yeah, these things are there. And before I let the turn to the other person, I would just say one thing. If you really want to be a listener, observer, that is fine. You still are learning. But you, when will you execute it? It depends on you. If you really want to learn, you have to take this stage. You always cannot sit in the crowd, in the audience, be a spectator, and just applaud for others. If you are doing that, that is fine. You are being kind and you are being appreciative. That's fine. You are appreciating the talent. This is what a human generally should do. We should appreciate the other talents. But at the same time, we should not forget that we are also humans. We are capable of doing things what the other person is doing. It's just that I might not be having the rich experience. It's just that I'm still less in the experience part, or I'm of less age, or my learning is that not great. It could be anything. Getting to know the reason, you should work on your reasons first of all. Then you should have a firm belief that yes, I can make it. I can do it. I will be there someday. The way I'm clapping for the person, there should be people who are clapping for me as well. If you feel like this, you can be one of them. If you really want to be sitting in the crowd, just like spectators watch the cricket match, sitting in the audience, if you want to be one of them, that is also fine. Everyone cannot hit the excellence, but if you have the firm belief, I feel everyone can have it. Everyone can has this thing in the mind. If you can have it, you can do it. So that's what my main intention behind having this session is. About the complications of the debate, we are going to be blessed with some other sessions in the upcoming time. We will be having an eye on those things in the upcoming sessions.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dinesh sir, for telling us about your strategies. And I think these different techniques, especially these pieces of guidance will definitely help people how they should structure their arguments and what are the major problems that people make. Now, at the end, we will move with Lakshay, and then after that, we will be moving with some questions that people are asking in the comment section, because this session is all about the beginner friendly session. It's a session that is going to majorly target some basic things about debate, skills of debaters, and major mistakes of debaters, and what are different exceptional techniques or tricks that can be acquired while debating with someone. So yes, Mr. Lakshay sir, over to you if you're present here on the VC. Is present. I think he got some work. Anyway, fine. So since he got some work, so now we will be targeting some questions. So there is a question that, sir, I have very less vocab, and sometimes I'm not. I think it should be grammatically correct. Sir, I have very less, not less vocab. Sir, I have very few vocabs. Okay, and sometimes I'm not able to understand question because of my poor English. Well, that's a very big problem. That's a big problem, and this is the only reason Dinesh sir came with that argument, and even Lakshay came with that argument. That when any person is asking a question, or when any person is answering a question, especially when a person is giving a speech, please try to add only those words which you are also capable of. Do not try to add something that you have got from AI or ChatGPT, because obviously you will find 10,000 words on AI, but you won't find them in your mind. And this is something which has been a major loophole of the debates, because people get content from YouTube, people get content from different sites or websites or portals. They will copy them, they will adjust them as per their requirements, and then they will speak them on the stage. And that's a problem. So, Gurbani, addressing the question, the major thing is you have to target the keyword there. For example, there is a question. Let's say some people, they aren't aware of this term rehabilitation. rehabilitation. Okay. So obviously, when any person is going to ask you a question, then the entire question will not be having rich vocabularies, because the question can be a mixture of different genres of vocabularies, but only advanced vocabularies cannot be there in any sentence. That's not possible for any English or any language. Okay. So I will, like, for example, if a person asks you a question like this, do you think that rehabilitation centers are going to strategize the mindset of people and they will be definitely coming out of their devilish ideas? Now, if you're not able to understand the other part of the sentence, at least try to pick the keyword there. That is rehabilitation. Because he started like this. Do you think rehabilitation? So the moment he asks a question like this, where you get connected a major word, a typical word that you are not familiar with, immediately just search the meaning of it and then you will get to know about it. And that is the only strategy that will work for you on the spot. Otherwise, I will request people to come with normal words, with words which are very much practically embedded in the minds of different listeners also. Although rehabilitation is a normal word, it's not very much advanced. But for example, if I talk about a word that is defenestrate, that means removing someone from the power, or it's like the regulation, that is also meaning the same thing. So then obviously people will not be able to understand that thing. So there you just need to target the keyword. The moment you understand the meaning of rehabilitation, that means you are going through some different techniques of restructuring the mindset of criminals through some sympathy sessions or some therapy sessions or psychological consultations or psychiatrists which are also involved in guiding them to different paths for the future life. So that is known as rehabilitation. But anyway, that's just an example. Now I will be covering a different question: how can I become critical thinker in the world of information bombarded? So for this I will be introducing Mr. Ram, because he is very much into creative thinking. He is very much into critical analysis and research development on any topic. So he will be guiding you through this question. Please, Ram, address this question: that how can one become a critical thinker or a critical evaluator in the world of information bombarded?
Okay, first of all, I haven't done any research and development in any topic. Okay, just okay, it was a joke. So, how can we develop critical thinking? So, once my teacher told me that if you want to improve a critical thinking, then okay, firstly, I would like to tell that if means objectively, if we have to develop critical thinking, how can we do so? Take any object, think about 4 5 benefit of it in very speedy way, that okay, I have a phone, how can I use it in different way, to call someone, to use it or as a paperweight, or to throw it as a weapon, or there can be 4 5 other ways you can use the phone. This will develop a critical thinking up to some extent, that you can do. Second thing is that uh, during a debate, how can we develop the critical thinking? This is very important part. And okay, so there can be sometimes when someone has asked you some question, and now you have to, and you don't know anything about it. How will you tackle it? There you can use your critical thinking to answer these questions. You can think about that what possible flaws this question might have. This thing you can tell, you can think about. Or they may be talking about some possibilities or some solutions which they are going to bring. uh, they might cause some problem to another values or another thing. You can think about that. As I previously also mentioned about the dimensions, thinking about multiple dimensions. Second thing we can do is that we can think about all the dimensions related to this topic, which or this question which was asked. Um, and there we can find some flaws in it. Like, take example, we Nikhil sir gave the topic, should we abolish or should we have homework for students? And he used a point that if we have no homework, then children will have more time to play. So um, what there are two things, like which uh, Nikhil sir wanted to say is that one, that people, if we have no home means homework, there will be more time for students in home, and then they will be playing and doing some critical activity or some physical activity, and that will be beneficial for them. We can think about, is it true? we can question this premise that is it true that if there will be no homework, the students will have more time? uh, that can be question here that no, the student will not be having more time, they will be engaged in some child labor or any activity. Second is that is playing beneficial, which was the second premise of Nikhil sir. We can question that one, that no, not always the playing too much is beneficial. There should be limit on it. Or is there any alternative of it or solution of it? We can think of that also. That although the playing is beneficial for it, but in school also we have a sport period. So we can bifurcate the question. That question is having few dimensions, few premises, and we can verify that is that premise is true. Is there any alternative also? So by that way we can deal with the question in a better way. And one more thing, my one friend, like I would like to name Shinigami, he told me this thing, and I want to tell you that if you want to develop the critical thinking, take a pen paper, think about a topic, tell the write down the benefit of a policy or anything which you are talking about. Like take example, homework should be abolished. Five benefit of it. Think about it. And what are the challenges of if we abolish the homework? What are the five negative things which will happen, which we will be having when we abolish the homework? And after writing all these things, rethink about that how like when you have written the benefits, rethink about is it really true that this benefit will be there? Is it really true that this negative thing will be there? Is it really true that the challenge which are they solvable or not? By this way we can actually develop the critical thinking while answering a question. I would like to summarize the points which I have mentioned. To generally build critical thinking, we can have some exercise related to how can we use some objects very easily, very quickly, in various way. We can do this exercise. Second exercise can be one thing, that when we are answering a question, we can break the question into some parts and we can find the loophole of it. And the third exercise I'm mentioning is take pen and paper, write down the benefit of any policy, negatives of any policy, challenges of any policy, and try to deal with them. So this is my approach. You can follow this one. I hope I have answered this question in a good way.
Okay, thank you so much, Ram sir, for enlightening them about how can you be a creative thinker.
Arika, అయిపోయినా
Uh,
అన్ని
Vanita
ఆర్డర్
ma'am,
అయిపోయి నిన్నగా పనుకో Arika.
oh my god. Okay, fine. Maybe she mistakenly opened her mic, row phone, or mic in short, in abbreviation. Okay, so now I will be moving to. Okay, I also wanted to answer the same question, but let's say because it has been more than precisely targeted. So now I will be moving to the Dinesh sir to answer one more question because he has also one question that he wants to answer, and then we will be moving with other mistakes that generally people are making, because mistakes are something, if you're going to correct them, then obviously you are way 50% above other people. Yes, Dinesh sir.
Yeah, a person has asked a question in the VC, which I guess has already been answered by Ram or the other admin. So what I feel is, what I would say on that is, the words are the main part, core part of any language. So I don't feel like there is any shortcut. And if one cannot understand the simple words, then the job becomes very difficult. So we should know simple words, and now it comes to the technical words. So before going to the debate, one should be very much aware of the technical words, which are very much related to the topic itself. I might not be having that background. If I come from civil engineering, I don't have the background of law. And now when I'm in such debate, so they will be pondering some questions which will be very technical. The questions might not be that technical. If they explain it to me in the layman language, I might find myself in the position to answer. It doesn't mean if the other person is a lawyer, I'm not capable to handle the questions. I'm capable to handle the questions. The only thing is I may not process the question that way. just because I don't know the meaning, exact meaning of the words, contextual meaning of the words. So I feel that has to be there. There is no shortcut to it. So we have to learn. We should know some good words as well. You speak it or not, that's your choice. But a good debater, a good speaker should know good words. But that is next to your participation. The very first thing is to participate, take the initiative. Yeah, go ahead. And I guess Leo also wants to say something.
Okay, fine. So, uh, do you want to say something, Leo? Because it's still, I think we are left with a few points that we are majorly covering now, and then we will wind up the session because this was just a beginner-friendly session. So let me just give some minutes to myself, and thank you so much. I hope you will appreciate that. Okay, so there are some concerns of people that I've majorly encountered even when I'm judging a debate, when I was judging a debate, or when I will be judging a debate. So there are some major things that generally people encounter or come across, and those are some mistakes, or those are some concerns of people. So first of all, a person asked a question, that is, what is the tone of the debate? What tone you should actually have when you are debating? Now, there is not a perfect tone. Let me tell you. Yes, Ravi Shankar, you can ask a question. We will address that. There is not a perfect tone of any debater or any argument. But there is a tone that is a requirement of the argument. For example, when you are talking about something philosophical, let's say when you were talking about homework, when Ram said about homework, then at that time, this is a topic which is very much philosophical. It talks about different ideologies. Some people are against it, some people are with it, because it's not a very major issue of the world. It's not something which is very much scientific, not economical or political. It's just a general issue of students that they are facing in their lives. Some are opposing it and some are with it. So in such kind of debates, you need to keep your arguments very much normal. You need to keep your tone normal, not very much high, not very much lower or low. It should not be like this, that okay, this is close to fact according to the death penalty, not like this. But at the same time, it should not be like this is close to fact according to the death penalty inform, not like this. So there is something which is in the middle of both, in the middle of both. That should be a perfect tone. At the same time, when I talk about a debate which is very much scientific, let's say when you're talking about genome editing. Now, in genome editing, do you think just by increasing your voice tone, you will win the debate? Are you really thinking in that manner? Obviously not. That will not work for you. Why? Because the topic itself comes with scientific presentations. The topic itself is a major debatable topic of different scientists of the world. So now it will require good arguments, not good energy only. So you have to keep a professional tone, the tone that I'm having right now. For example, when I talk about capital punishment, and if I have to answer any question, let's say someone has asked me a question that, what do you think? Will capital punishment is actually good or not? And I am actually against it. Let's say I'm against the capital punishment, and some person is asking me a question. Fine. And he is actually with the capital punishment. So now I am going to counter him. How will I counter him? Let me tell you. Okay. Let me tell you one thing. 190 people sentenced to death since 1973, and they were later found innocent. What kind of a capital punishment is it? It doesn't come with generosity. It doesn't come with authenticity. You're giving capital punishment to anyone. Is it the right form of justice that people really wanting for in your country? Let me tell you one thing. This is very much close to a fact. According to the Death Penalty Information Center, DPIC, there are at least 185 people exonerated from death row in the US since 1973. So this is a very good tone. I must say this is a good tone because even judges, even listeners will not find you very much highly energetic. That is not even the requirement of the debate. If you speak it like this is close to fact according to the Death Penalty Information Center, DPIC. So this is also not work for you. And even like there are some people, I have heard them in debates, they speak very slowly. They have a very low tone. I mean, they are not very much showing alacrity. Alacrity means eagerness to counter the points, to bury the rebuttals, such kind of things. So they will speak like this. I will tell you one thing. 190 people sentenced to death since 1973, later found innocent. So this is also not a tone. So the tone that I was telling in the middle, that should be the right tone. And yes, in between, for example, when any number is there, let's say there is a number that is 190 people. No, people sentenced to death, that's just a normal statement. But 190 is a number. It's a numerical representation of data. There you can increase your tone a bit. How? How will you do that? People, do you know one thing? 190 people sentenced to death since 1973. Since 1973, and they were later found innocent, literally. So this is how you can modulate your voice tone. And I think that will work for everyone. So this is how you are going to, emphasize on a better tone. Then the next question was about the structure of the argument. Before that, I will also address the creativity part, how to be a creative thinker when you are in the midst of a debate. See, first of all, let me tell you one thing. The debate is not only from your side. Debate is from both the sides, okay? So when you are giving an argument, then other person will also give an argument. Before that, we have speeches also. So you will majorly get that what other person is coming with, that you will understand, that what other person is coming with. So now what you can do while listening to that person, you can note down the major key points. That, okay, when Leo was talking about this thing, he said this thing. Okay, he noted, he quoted a particular data like this. Okay, let me tell him that this data is not very much suitable because it doesn't come with authenticity. It is just a theoretical representation. It is just an anecdote. It's not a piece of an evidence that is factually presented by the world philosophers or world scholars. Okay. At the same time, for example, if he had come with a major, counter skill, put question on topic, clear a point, two key point. Obviously, that's the major thing. And then while doing that, you have to modulate your voice tone. Very well said, Gurbani. So how are you going to be a creative thinker? For that thing, how do you actually counter people who ask you, say, 10 questions in their 1 minute of allotted time? Well, you cannot answer every question. You seriously think, because debate is having two different dimensions. How is it possible for a person to answer 20 questions at the same time? You can answer one question out of 10. You can answer two questions out of 10. For example, generally a topic will cover only 2 to 3 dimensions, the major dimensions, okay? Whether it's about the the people, philosophy, or the lifestyle, or the culture, or if it is very much scientific, then there are other dimensions to it. So questions will be similar to each other. They will be very much similar to each other. So pick a question that is very much targetable, that you are very confident of while targeting it, while countering it, while answering it. So the question that you are confident in, just answer that thing only. Because even judges are aware of this thing, that if 10 questions are being asked at the same time, even judges will not be able to answer it. So forget about the participants, first of all. Because even if you have the answer completely in your hand, you will require 10 minutes to answer 10 questions, 1 minute per each. So that's not possible realistically or pragmatically here. So just answer the question that you are very, very confident of, and that itself will give you major points in your arguments that will give you some lead or extra edge on other people. Well, coming to the third thing that we were targeting here is, when you are preparing any kind of answer, when you prepare any kind of data, when you go into research and analysis of the topic, do not go very much deep in it. Like I've seen people, because I myself have judged many debates. So and even me and Dinesh sir, we have collectively judged debates where we both were co-judges of each other. We have found one thing, and even I was also the victim of it. And the victimization of this thing was that when we over-research on anything, we get perplexed by the topic itself. We don't even know the basic history, but we know the major futuristic goals of that topic. So that creates a problem. Because what if a normal question comes to you and you give an argument that is very much advanced in it? So the question and the argument is not very much connectable there. So you have to connect the question to the argument. Also, one more thing that people generally make a mistake in their speeches, and then after that I will be just winding it up, because these are some major things that I wanted to convey in this session. When you prepare any kind of speech, people, do not prepare a speech that is beyond your capacity. Let me tell. Do not prepare a speech that is beyond your capacity. For example, when I said a word, this is close to fact according to the death penalty and blah, blah, there are at least 185 people exonerated. Now, some people will find it very difficult to pronounce the word exonerated. May they get stuck in between. Fine. So simply say this thing, that at least 185 people evacuated from death row. So this is how were executed with death row. In this manner, you can come with simple terms in your speech. Okay, do not come with something which is way beyond your capacity. When you are reading it, at that time also it looks like you are just not reading it, but you are saying something from your mind. It should not look like that. It should look professional. It should look very smooth, very precisely targeted. Okay, so the language should be good. And let me tell one thing: debate is not about an advanced language. It's all about a notion that how you speak, what judges are listening to you, what kind of content do you bring. Are people who are listening to you at the moment are able to connect to you or not? If you use very much advanced typical language in English, then people will be feeling, oh my god, is it an IELTS session or is it just a mains examination of banking aspirant where you are dealing with some extremely or overly or harshly complicated comprehensive skills. So that thing should not be there. Okay, prepare a speech, read it properly before the preparation time or before when you're on the spot going to recite it, and there just look at those words which are difficult for you, remove them, have synonyms of those words which are easy for you to pronounce. It will look easy, it will look very much crisp, it will give you extra edge on your reading skills also. So these were the three things: tone of the debate, the structure of the argument. Now at the last I will be giving a major point, that what actually the structure of your rebuttal. When you are in the argument, when you are in the debate itself, not in the speech time, so there is a flow of it. Now first of all, you will claim something. What you will do, you will claim something. There will be a major claim of it. Okay, after the claim, once you're done with the claim part, then you will come with the evidence. What you will come with? You will come with evidence. Okay, first of all, claim. You have said something about your topic, then you have come with the evidence. Do not bring data first and then you are saying something which is coming from your mind. That is a very illogical representation. First of all, your own arguments, then the evidence will come. Then once you're done with the evidence, then you're going to tell us about this thing, that why suitable evidence you have given, how suitable evidence you have given. That means suitability of the evidence. So once you're done with the evidence part, after the claim, then you have to tell that this evidence is suitable because it addresses the ground reality. It addresses those people who were not relieved, but who were very much pressurized, who were burdened with capital punishment. Fine. So this is the suitability of the evidence. And at the end, you will give a questionable argument. That means at the last, while defending your argument, you will ask the question to the opponent. This is a major flow of any rebuttal. If you find any major debate happening in any country, in any university, you will find the same flow, that it's all about a claim that is in your own words, then evidence that you have as data. And after that, you have the suitability of the evidence that will address examples with ground reality. And at the last, you will ask a question that will create more friction in the argument. That is the claim. That is the major structure of an argument. That's it. These were the 3 to 4 points I really wanted to mention. And now I'm done with the session from my side. I will be asking other people if they have anything. You people can also ask questions here on VC. So we will be targeting 1 to 2 questions, and then after that, we will be winding up the session.
Before you are going to wind up, I just want to ask something to people. May I?
Sir, please.
Hello. Hey, am I audible?
Sir, you are audible. Please go with your question or whatever you wanted to ask.
Okay.
Please go with it.
Okay, so I don't have any question first of all. So we are having 39 people, okay? So first I just wanted to know how many people are sleeping on the VC and how many people are awake. So how will I check? Type in the group chat, hi, hi, hi. If you are awake, just in the group chat, hi. And 39 people, I just want at least 39 hi in the group chat. Okay, so it feels like
Nikhil sir,
all are awake.
Hello, sir.
Yeah,
Hello,
thank
sir.
you.
This is
So
Jan.
it feels
This is
like,
Jan,
okay,
sir.
yeah.
Actually, sir,
Okay, yeah,
I
you can
just
type in the group chat, hi. Sorry. Okay, I will.
You will be
Okay,
getting the
so
chance to
almost
ask the
people
question. Dear.
wrote in. Okay, so I got to. Most of people are awake. It means that all of them were listening to Nikhil. All of them were listening to Dinesh. All of them were listening to Lux, all of them were listening to one of the best, Ram. So I can consider most of people learn something. But the point is here, as Dinesh said it, we conducted the session where everyone will encourage, they will be ready to take part. So now you guys wrote hi. Now I wanted to request to all of them, just write in this chat, I was born on this planet not only to clap for others. I was born on this planet to make others clap for me. And again, I want how many people wrote hi, hi. I want everyone should write this line. I was born in this planet not only clap for others. I was born in this planet make others to clap for me. Yeah, even you can change the statement, but a statement must be for your personal benefits, personal progress. Okay, so I hope all will write it. So why I said it? So I learned this from the book while reading. Whatever you write, you try to become like this. So when you wrote that, I want here to lead that. You want here make others clap for yourself. So that input bent in your brain. Maybe today will not come like this, but at least you are knowing you wrote something for yourself and you will try to work on it. So this is not a one-time motivation and you can become something like that. I said it and I hope you will work on it. And I hope one day, whenever we will drop, maybe anyone else be having debate, I want all maybe 40, 50 people will ready to take part in the debate. Why do you want to become always clapping for others? Why do you want to listen to others always? Even if you're not getting sit to take part, fight for your chance. Fight with admins, fight with honor. Why I am not here to take part? Why Nikhil is taking part? Put me myself. Nikhil should be sit in the second bench. I will be sit there first because Nikhil is already best. Let me become the best now. Become like this. Otherwise, there is a one line. If you are poor, if you are not able to speak on virtual world, so if you will never able, if you not able to speak any time in your real life, when you are going to face something in your real life, it's too hard, more than harder. And in virtual life, there is no any cam, nobody is watching you. If you are not able to speak on virtual life, so how will you speak in your real life? Just ask yourself. Thank you, Nikhil.
Thank you so much for that. Like there is no particular word for it, but I would say thank you so much for that, extremely phenomenal speech. That was very much motivational. That was very much confident, and that also enlightened people's aura, their presence on the VC, and the kind of emotional connectivity you were providing to your arguments. I mean, see, people, that's the kind of notion you should come with in debate also. This is how you behave. This is how you talk. You talk with somewhere you are emotional for the debate, somewhere you are very much passionate about it. Do not overly show it, but yes, there is a ground that you can create for it, and that will be the best bedrock of your speaking skills. Now, there was a person who was that Jainulabdeen Khan. Yeah, you wanted to ask a question. Please come with your question.
I had a question, sir, because I'm very beginner in English speaking, sir. Actually, sir, I'm preparing for UPSC examination, which requires a quite good English communication as well as English reading and writing. And sir, in between, I'm struggling to speak English properly, sir. So that's why I have come here to improve myself. I'm just a beginner here. I didn't know about this particular platform. Just one of my friends told me to participate in this discussion. So my question is, sir, how to improve? Like I am beginner. I consider myself to be beginner because many people often suggest me that I am not beginner. I am intermediate level. I can escalate my communication skill from this particular phase. But sir, in particular, I feel that no, I don't have that much amount of significant amount of speaking skills, sir. So my question just sir, how to improve, how to gain confidence, and sir, how to be better in communication. Because when I'll be having good communication, sir, then only I can participate in debates. If I'm not having good communication, so how I could be able to debate in any sort of debate? How I can participate in any sort of debates?
Well, that's a very good question, and I have a good answer too for that. So the answer is very simple. Practice is the key to a better learning. Practice is the key to an exceptional growth, because there is a saying that extraordinary things are not there, but ordinary efforts are there, which will make you an extraordinary speaker. See, first of all, you said one thing, that you are not a good speaker. Well, that's really very much disputable. I can dispute this argument because you speak well. The second thing is, you said that just because you're not a good speaker, you are very much reluctant. You are redundant to take part in any debate competition because you might feel left out. You might feel joined out. Okay. This is something that kills our creativity. Honestly, I'm telling you. Because what if all the people are going to think the same thing? Then no one will take part in the debate. Because there are some people better than me. There are some people better than Dinesh sir. There are some people better than you. But why don't you look at those people whom you are better than? Why don't I look at those people whom I am better than? So also look at those people whom you are better than. Do not only look at the people who are better than you. Because they obviously, when they were in the wombs of their mothers, at that time they were not phenomenal speakers. They first of all went through different exercises, experiments, experiences. Then only they became good speaker. And I think you are a good speaker. Obviously, you are an intermediate speaker, not a very phenomenal one. But you can develop your skills, and do not come with a question in your mind, not only to the VC, but to your mind, that I am not a good speaker, so I can't take part in a debate. No. You are not a good speaker. This is the only reason you have to take part in every debate. Understand this. If you are not a good speaker, that is also one of the major reasons or primary reasons you will take part in most of the sessions, or you will discuss with good people, intellectual people, on intellectual mindsets, intellectual ideas, intellectual creative topics. Fine. So always have this mindset that just because I am not a good speaker, I have to take part in a lot of sessions. I have to take part in a lot of competitions, because that is the requirement of uplifting my skills. Have you understood my argument?
Yes, I have got.
Yes,
What
just
happens
have this
is,
mindset. Because see, you know this thing that now if I guide you about vocabularies, I do have a lot of vocabularies in my bucket list, in my Aladdin's cave, but that will not work for you. If I tell you come with good sentences, come with good grammar, just now you said one of my friend that's wrong, one of my friends should be good. So these things cannot work much for you. The only thing that will work for you is removing the mindset of reluctancy, redundancy, and coming with the mindset of exhilaration, exuberance. Okay, so that thing is going to work for you. So please have good mindset and always take part in debates. And I think you are finally ended onto a very good group, because this is very professional, and as you can see how the session is being going on right now, so it's a good group. You can be the part of it.
Okay, sir. Sir, actually, I am not reluctant at all. So I am very enthusiastic and keen to participate in the debate, sir. But what happens? What is my problem? What I want to convey, sir? Whenever I speak in monologue, whenever I get into monologue, so I speak very well. I feel too, sir. But when things comes to speaking dialogue and speaking to multiple people, so and in the question answer format, sir, I feel stuck, sir. Because most of the lectures of my examination, which I watch on my laptop, sir, I watch it at 2x speed or 1.75x speed. So my speaking speed is also a little bit high. Voice modulation is good, but speaking speed very high. So I also find some sort of difficulty into it, sir. So how to overcome these sort of issues if I am facing right now?
This is an issue. Yeah, this is an issue of a lot of people. For example, if let's say there is a particular like argument, some people are going to speak it like this. Here is a fact check of the claims. evidence I gave earlier, because they are running now. And you don't have to run, because this is not a marathon race. This is not a race of 400 meters where you're going to be the next Hussein Bolt, right? You are just in a portal of speeches. You are in a portal of speaking dialogues. So there you just have to speak very politely, very calmly. This is an advice to everyone. If you're not a good speaker, if you are a moderate speaker, if you are a beginner speaker, then the best thing that you can do is speak politely, speak calmly, do not run, and use normal words. Do not use over enthusiastic words in your sentences. Those words will stuck you down at a moment, and you will be left behind with just blankness in your mind. Yes, it happens. When you are going for overly extreme things in your speeches or communication or dialogues or dialects, anything that you can call it, it kills your creativity. It kills your confidence. So, as per your caliber, just define things in your life. Whether it comes to any skill or anything like that, not any skill, whether it comes to a skill or anything like that. That is the only advice I will give you. So be calm, be polite when you're speaking, and you will automatically develop a lot. Literally, I'm telling you, because mostly people are hesitant when they are very much pressurizing themselves to speak properly. So you don't have to pressurize yourself to speak properly. When you will stop pressurizing yourself to speak properly, then you will start speaking properly. So that is the major thing that people don't look at. But the moment they start looking at it, after the second day only, they will see a change, a good change.
So at the end, sir, I want to just ask one question, sir. Is it the channel where I can participate on the daily basis? Who administers this particular channel, sir? Who administers?
Definitely, you can take part. Yep. I will answer this thing only, but I think I've taken a lot of time only for you. So this is not a channel. This is a group. We have a different channel associated, connected with the same group, okay, or relevant to the same group, that is English learners. So in this group, you will find multiple sessions for English enhancement, and for your UPSC preparation, we do have a newspaper session that you can take part in. That session, you can read articles, then you can summarize them in your own words, and you can dictate the terms there. Fine. So this group is very much, multidimensionally developed with a lot of enriching sessions, and we are coming with multiple modules of sessions. You can take part in them, and mostly things are free of cost. We do have our website that we have recently developed from our panel of administration, and if you go to that, you will find all the information. Not all the information, you will find the entire information about this group. I hope I precisely targeted your questions now. Now let's move to other people, because or else it would be looking like a one-on-one conversation session. Thank you so much for coming to the group, and you're welcome. You're warmly welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Hi, sir. Sorry to interrupt. May I ask something? It's not asking something, it's just throwing in an idea, and if you like it, then you may proceed with it. If you're alone.
Yeah, please.
So you have told us all about so many aspects as to how one should, take their debates and how one should prepare, and not only prepare, but also keep some factors in mind while debating. There are many beginners like myself. I just wanted, if you guys can, maybe you and Dinesh sir can engage in a friendly debate on a topic which is generally known to everybody. Just maybe 10 minutes of rebuttals. That would help us know what exactly and how exactly it's done, and then a 5 minutes feedback to it by yourself that, see, this is what Dinesh sir said, and that is why I said this, and from Dinesh sir as well. Like, it may help. That was the idea just I wanted to throw in. Thank you for listening.
Yep, Nick. We were already having this idea, but for the future sessions. Obviously, because just look at the time right now, it's already 9:30. And the timing duration that was allotted to this session was only of 1 hour maximum, but obviously it's English learners, and generosity actually speaks here with words and kindness. So for that reason, we extended the duration to 1:30. But now I think it will take more 10 minutes because we will be winding it up. But yes, on the next, what is today is Friday. So on next Friday, that is the only thing that we are going to do. On the next Friday, again, there is going to be a session like this where we will be debating with each other. Not only we hosts, judges, evaluators, or guides or mentors, whatever you call with any term to us, but at the same time, there are people who will also take part in that competition. So it would be a very enthusiastic session, but for the timing, obviously taking part in a debate, in a friendly debate, it's not a major deal for us. But yeah, because we will be looking at the time constraint or restraint right now we are having, and that will refrain us from conducting the session further for more 30 minutes. So thank you so much, Nikta. You really came with a good idea, and we were already having that. But yeah, you have to stay tuned for one more week for that. Thank you so much.
Thanks for considering that. Thank you.
Yes, dear. Yeah. Thank you. Okay, so I think now we are done with this session, and some problems that people are facing in their debates journey. Those problems have been addressed, not only encountered by us earlier when we were taking part in debates, but have been also addressed in this session by us, majorly from all the people of the PC. So now we will be moving with the conclusive part of this session, or the cogency of the session. That first of all, I would like to call Dinesh sir and other host of the session. If they are really willing to take part in it at the very end, please have few words for the people, and then we will be moving with the winding up of it.
Yeah, okay. Actually, I'm into something, but what I would say at the very last is, see, definitely this is the right time and the high time for you to act and perform. All the time we cannot be the listeners. We also have to act. So if you know it, if you believe, you can do it. So the only thing is to participate for the first time. And see, one thing, this is the virtual platform. Nobody really cares what you are doing, what you are doing in your real life, how many mistakes you are making when you speak for a minute or two. Nobody literally gives it any flow. But if you make mistakes in your real life, people are going to remember it for their life. They might tease you for that, for your life. So if you come here and be a bit more bold and start speaking more than what you already do right now, so I feel that definitely will bring a massive change in your life. So, as I already have said, be confident than what you are. Be the better version each day. Remove this fear factor from the mind that how could I speak? I cannot be logical as they are. I cannot speak like them. It's nothing like that. It's just like once you get your fear aside for once, for twice, for thrice, you start doing it. If I give you one task, like go to the petrol pump and ask the person to get your petrol tank filled by only rupees 10, you might feel very embarrassed doing it for the very first time. But the moment you start doing it, you go it for the same reason for once, second time, third time, fourth time, then fifth time you would be saying, Dinesh, come on, this is not at all a challenge, give me the second one. This is not at all a challenge, I can do it number of times. So first time it was such a big hurdle, such a big thing for you to do or even to think of, like you were feeling embarrassed, how would I do it? But now it's not at all a hurdle. So once you start doing it, once you start taking on the hurdles, problems of your life, or any fear which resides in your brain, you start to take the initiative and you start being more confident and bold as a person. So this is the basic fundament which goes behind having this session, behind this session. So we had this session just to encourage you or motivate you so that you come in numbers and participate. It's for the sake of your development, because after a year or two, we never know what time of life you could be in. Will you be getting any time to come and turn up for the events or not? 2 to 3 years ago, I used to be a regular participant or of all the sessions nearly. And by the blessings of God, I did a lot good in all those sessions just because I wanted to, not because I was blessed or I came there well prepared. So it's just the matter of doing it for once. Do it for once, enjoy it. If the process is very enjoyable to you will do it for the second time, third time, and you will be the master of it. I'm not saying you to rule the world, at least rule the mind. If you have something in your mind, just elevate it. If there is a problem, elevate it and get outside of that limit, so that in your near life, when you are burdened with ample number of opportunities, you don't feel like I had the time but I did not do it. So it should not be there. Prove yourself that you are very much capable of handling the pressure, very much capable of finding yourself as a participant in nearly all the sessions. Be very active. Come on, this is the right time to act. So this is what I will say. Actually, I have so many other things maybe in the upcoming sessions. Yeah, Nikhil, go ahead.
Thank you so much, sir, for your enlightening words and motivational speech. That was really amazing. Okay. So now, Lakshay, are you there? If you're having anything to speak at the last, please contribute to the session, and then we will be moving with winding it up. Thank you. Okay, fine. I think Lakshay is right now doing something because he might be busy. Okay, so the last question of this entire session is in on sport debate. If I have less knowledge about topic and my partners left me alone, not left me alone, if my partners leave me alone, those who has knowledge, those who have knowledge, then how can I manage it alone? How can I manage it alone? Okay, this is the last question, and then the wind-up part will come. You are here digitally debating with people. So that means you have technological device in your hand. Well, for physical debates, for offline debates, I won't say anything because then at that time you can't do anything. And in on the sport debates, when they are being conducted offline, you will get, let's say, 30 minutes or 1 hour for the preparation. Then you can definitely research on the topic. But on the sport debate, when you're conducting it digitally or through online medium or setting, then the major rift that is coming with you is you can definitely search about the topic. You can get a proper insight about it. You will get proper research on it through ChatGPT or any other tool or through Google. So last time the topic was public and private media, I faced a problem. Yes. So first of all, you should search that what is the difference between public and private media, because there are some people, they still consider Genius as public media. Well, that is not actually true. It's a private media. So these things you should have to search immediately on the point through ChatGPT or any other portal. And I think it's just an advantageous element that the digital industrialization is coming with. So yeah, that's it. Otherwise, there is nothing that can be added to this question. The only thing that can be added to this question is if you aren't aware of something, search it immediately and read about it. That's it. Thank you so much for joining the session. I hope we try to answer some of the questions of the debaters who are willingly to take part in some futuristic debates or some debates they have already taken part in and they were not coming with proper arguments, and then they had some questions, or some questions weren't even asked in the session, but we automatically came with those questions and the answers to those questions. This session was a beginner friendly session, but do not worry people, that is not the end game, because if we have a grooming session in our group, then we also have an IELTS session. If we have a session that is picture depiction, so we do have a session that is extempore. So we have different genres of sessions that come with different complexities, different intricacies and different difficulty levels. The same goes with our session too. Next Friday, we will be meeting again on the same VC. Till that time, stay tuned. But while staying tuned, keep your energy high, keep your Josh high, because the next time you will come on this VC, you will find something intellectual, intelligent, and wisdomful. So for the time being, I will be just leaving the VC and wishing you a very good night and a good evening also. Thank you so much for being the part of our session. I hope you all enjoyed it. And if we host as normal human beings, but not machineries, made some mistakes of grammar or anything else while counting some points or giving you some advice or a piece of advice, then so sorry for that. We apologize for that. Thank you so much for joining this session. It was amazing speaking and listening to the people.